Hi, I'm Emily Williams, the founder of the top success and personal development company for driven women called I Heart My Life. I grew my company from $442 to seven figures in my first 18 months. And since then, it's become a movement for women who know they're meant for something big and refuse to settle. At I Heart My Life, we operate with the belief that anything is possible and no dream is too big. We're all about combining business strategy, deep mindset work, high performance practices, money tips, and a whole lot of lifestyle to help you get the results you deserve in all areas of life. Because after all, we only get this one shot. This is your one-stop shop for all things inspiration. So grab your favorite drink and a pen and a notebook and get ready to be inspired. Oh, and if you're not a member of our community, go to iheartmylife.com/join and receive all of our emails and announcements. And while you're at it, copy and paste this episode link and share it with 3 friends. Now, on to the episode. Hey, it's Emily Williams, the founder of I Heart My Life and your host of the I Heart My Life show. This is episode 224, What It Actually Takes to Trust Yourself in Business, a live coaching session with Gayle Damiano. So Gayle is one of our incredible students in our I Heart coaching program, and for a while, she's felt called to change what she calls herself. However, she's feeling a lot of fear and insecurity come up when she thinks about making the switch and really owning what it is she knows she really does. Today, we go deep and Gayle gets vulnerable about what's holding her back, some of her own fears and insecurities that she knows are stopping her from reaching her ideal client. And I support her in moving through all of that so she can get to the other side, really own what she does, and be direct in her marketing. So if you need a wake-up call and a bit of tough love when it comes to putting yourself out there in the online space, this is definitely the episode for you. Get a pen and paper, pretend like I'm actually coaching you and that you're in Gayle's spot, and really allow yourself to open up, move through all of your own doubts so that we can get to the other side and you can go ahead and start reaching all of the clients who truly need you. Let's go ahead and dive in. This episode is sponsored by I Heart My Life Day. This is a virtual workshop designed to support you in creating a life that you love, one that's better than your dreams and fulfills you in every area. We cover topics like health, relationships, spirituality, business and career, money, mindset, all the key components that you need to create a life that's better than your dreams and transform your reality. We bring together the world's best teachers and experts to support you in every area of life. We also bring together an incredible community of like-minded women brought together to support you in going to the next level in every area of your life. We've curated this incredible experience to be the workshop that you've been looking for to support you in uncovering your purpose, living life to the fullest, creating your best health, transforming your mindset and moving past fear and limiting beliefs, having healthy relationships, going to the next level in your business or career. Literally, no stone is left unturned. We are here for you in every area of your life so that you too can say that you've created a life that's better than your dreams. So go to iheartmylifeday.com to find out more and join us on the next I Heart My Life Day. Welcome to the I Heart My Life show, Gayle. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for inviting me. This is great.
Awesome. So today we're doing a coaching session. I've got a little bit of background about you and about some of your goals. So I'd love for you to share a little bit more about who you are and the work that you do with our community.
Yeah. Well, my name is Gayle Damiano. I am calling myself a high performance intuitive coach, as I am highly intuitive. I'm a medium, and I am based in high integrity and high performance. So I work mostly one-on-one with clients. I'm venturing into the group coaching territory, and also I love speaking to groups. So I'm exploring.
Great. So it's interesting the language that you just used to describe yourself. You said, I am calling myself, and then you shared that. Yes. So why did you not say I am a?
Okay. The reason I said I am calling myself this is because I feel I am always exploring how I show up. And I have been calling myself a high performance intuitive coach for at least a year now. And I'm in this space currently where things are bending and flexing, and different clientele are showing up. And I am honestly moving into more of an introspective place where I'm wondering, is this what I do? What is the best way to communicate how I show up? So, that on the tails of these consistent, as a solo business owner, I always have these branding conversations and a million other conversations, but branding is one of them. And so what is the most succinct way that I can communicate in a few words or less what I do and who I am? It gets harder every year. So that's why I said it. I'm just in this space right now where I'm again recontemplating, if that's a word, who I show up as. And that's why I said it. So thanks for asking.
Yeah. Okay, great. That's super helpful. So let's really flash forward here. I want to better understand what it is you want to be known for and what you want to help people with.
Okay. So I want to be known for math. Okay. I want to help people. What I do is I help people tune into their intuition and learn how to trust themselves so they don't have to depend on me to tell them how great they are and that they can keep doing the awesome things they're doing. But I don't want to be out of business, so I want them to keep hiring me. What I do now is I help people, again, tune into their intuition so they can trust themselves. I want to be known as the person that people can go to a seminar, go to an event, watch me speak, experience a workshop or an event where I'm speaking, and leave completely energized, electric, not doubting that they can blow the lid off their own life if that's what they want to do. But in the fine tuning of what I do is really based in the intuitive part and speaking to your highest self and trusting that your highest self has your best interests at heart at all times, and that you don't have to come to a psychic like me to know that. So I like to teach people how to learn that. And honestly, in my one-on-one coaching, everybody's a little bit different. So it has taken some people months to really get it and start trusting themselves. Even though they're scared, they learn. And some people, it can be overnight. But I've had clients come to me for one session and say, I'm good, and they don't come back. And I've had clients come to me for years on end because they just want to keep learning more. So I want to be known for that. I want to be known for the person that lets you know it's okay to be intuitive. It's okay to trust yourself. And what was your other part of your question?
It's what you want to be known for and what you want to help people with.
Yeah, I just want to be known for, I keep hearing intuitive coach. So, okay, so here's something, Emily, I've been toying with the word psychic for a while now. And it's got for me, it's got a little bit of sandpaper on it. Like, I don't want to say I'm a psychic, but it's what I do. I've got this mediumship capability. I just the other day got hired to connect with someone's deceased friend. Like, I've never been hired directly to do that before, but it was really an amazing experience. And so that's part of what I'm trying to digest and form into, what I call myself, I guess, because I've never allowed myself to take that lid off really fully and just expose it, because I worked through a corporate environment and I had this persona I had to have, and I'm like, no, I'm the business suit wearing performance person. And, so now here I am just really starting to embody like all these different edges and parts of my personality and who I am and what I can help people with. So I keep hearing intuitive is a part of who I am and what I do, but it seems more easily digestible than medium or psychic. So
okay. So let's take a look at this. So there's a few things that are going on here. And I know one of the things that you're looking to achieve is to create more financial success in your business and to be on more stages and just to have more impact. And so what I'm observing from you is there's like a lot of balls up in the air and there's a lot of confusion around what you call yourself. And the reality is when we're confused, other people are going to be confused as well.
Right.
So I'm curious to know if you were to go all in, not worry about what people will think about your title, not worry about what people will think about the language or anything, what would you call yourself?
Hmm. I don't know. I just heard mediumship coach. Um, and then my logical brain kicked in immediately, right from the side, what does that mean? What about all the people you've been building to follow you all these years? Now
We're going to
so
put that to the side. So
I am. I'm explaining. This is just what's coming in my brain. It's like,
Mhm.
okay. So the first thing I heard was mediumship coach. I would play with that. I'd start writing it out and making, playing with the words because I haven't allowed myself to do that yet. I'm just allowing myself to talk about it. so lucky you get to hear all of this like emotional throw up.
I am lucky.
All right. Yeah, I'd have to play with it. I'm not really sure because what does that mean? Am I teaching people how to be mediums? Maybe. I guess I could teach people how to do that. There's a lot involved in that. Yeah, I don't. It's a whole. You're caught me right in the middle of like this reimagining of myself.
So the way that we want to come into this is we want to believe, which is the truth, that you have more than enough clients out there, regardless of what you call yourself. It really doesn't matter. The clients are there. When people reinvent themselves, sometimes, we have this fear around, well, what about all the people who have been following me or all the people I have been working with? But the reality is there's more than enough, regardless of what path you choose. There are people who may be waiting for you to come to this conclusion and say, hey, I'm a psychic, or hey, I'm a medium. And then they'll finally get it and things will click into place. Mm-hmm. So we want to remove like any doubt or fear around there not being enough or people being confused, and just make sure that you are clear first and foremost, and then trust that there are more than enough out there.
Yeah, if you build it. Yeah. Well, okay. So there is an element of trust. I do know that it keeps showing up for me every time I reach out to people. Here's the thing too, and I know you see this every single day, is that I have got so many talents. It's ridiculous. So how do I build a coaching business around that? Because, that's one of the things. Okay. I've got the mediumship thing, the intuitive, I'm highly creative. I'm great with marketing. I can help you build a website. Like all these different things, right? So that's the
reason. You're good at those. So
yeah.
What are your gifts?
My gifts, okay. My gifts are I can fix things. I'm really good at MacGyvering. My other gift is the psychic, the mediumship, I guess, is a gift. I'm an artist. I can draw, paint, sculpt. Those are my gifts.
Great.
95% of my time, I'm a toddler mom, so that's a gift.
Okay. So what are the pieces of that you want to make money from?
Okay. So the creative part, how interesting. Yes. Create. I have to be creative in some way. So, and the intuitive part, that's when I ask myself when I'm doing the thing that I'm doing that I love to do, where time disappears and I make money doing it, like, what am I doing? When I do readings for people, time just goes like that. It's so fast. And I feel their warmth and their gratitude immediately, and it's wonderful. And they refer people. So I love that. I also do these things with spirit. I call them intuitive spirit portraits, where I do a reading for somebody, and then the images that I see, I put together in a drawing for them that is like telling them their future or something, or healing. I don't know exactly what it is, but they love that too.
That's awesome.
So I'm doing one of those on Saturday, and I love doing that. So those are the two things I love doing the most. I also love working with women, especially, but people who are sober curious or newly sober on their sober journey, because I've been sober 4.5 years, and it's a big, huge part of my story, and has created a massive shift in me taking myself seriously and my life seriously and my time seriously, and just shifted everything for me. So I have this other persona, sober mom boss, that I like got this big download on. I'm like, I am the sober mom boss. Like, sober, I'm a mom, I'm the boss. Like, here's my persona. I'm just going to make mugs and t-shirts. That's what's going to happen. That's what's happening now with that, by the way. So yeah, I mean, all of that,
I love it.
How do I put it all together?
So what if on your website, I'm just getting a vision of where it says something like psychic, medium, coach, speaker. Like, what if we have 4 different words there and it's just very like one word lines that describe everything? Because I feel like there's certain elements of what you just described, like the sober part, that can be a part of your story, and people who resonate with that, they'll sign up and they'll feel like you're meant for them because they might have a similar scenario. But I don't think that's what we necessarily lead with. The parts that feel like really dialed in and clear are around the mediumship, being a psychic, coach, and speaker. How would that feel?
It feels good. I keep hearing take the lid off. I say when I hear, I'm just like,
Yeah,
spirit guidance or whatever. But during my call with you and with Evelyn, I think too, it came up, take the lid off. Evelyn, one of your coaches in iHeart Coaching.
What does that mean for you?
Well, it means, be limitless. Allow for the ceiling to disappear, the limits to disappear. I guess the lid is, I keep seeing it on my head, so take the lid off. And then it's just like exploding confetti and rainbow colors everywhere. So, I haven't allowed myself to paint enough, draw enough, like a million bazillion other artists who are listening to this. It happens. So that's part of it too.
And what would it look like in your business to take the lid off?
In my business, it would look like, I just being bold with, and it's so interesting. I love this because I teach this too. Like, just be bold. Just say what you mean. Say what you need. If I am saying something to get a reaction versus saying something from the heart and feeling the genuine reaction is totally different. So in this whole self-discovery process, it's like, okay, it ties right in with my business. So if I say if I'm speaking from the heart, and that's, this is who I am, not this is who I want you to think I am. This is not what I want you to, think I do. This is what I do. That what you just said about psychic, medium, coach, speaker is like the simplest of simple things that just, it feels like you just removed a thorn from my paw or something. It feels good to just announce and arrive. And it would have a huge impact on my business because, again, the clarity is key. Too many, I've got all my fingers and toes in different things saying, I can do this, I can help you with that. Streamlining would make it a lot easier to market and to find the people that are looking for me.
Exactly. So I love what you just described. And that's the thing, like there's so many of us who are good at many different things, and that's amazing. And we want to take a look at like, what is it that's really revenue generating right now and in alignment? And the 2 things that you just described around the readings and around the drawings that you do, that's so incredible. And people are already referring you. Mm-hmm. And so if we can get that dialed in, then obviously that means you'll have the financial abundance to open up other doors should you choose to have more time for art, to get support, with your son if you desire. Like all those things will happen, but we all have to start somewhere. And the easiest way to do that is to choose the things that are already working that you love.
Yeah. Simple, true, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm. So in terms of your, I know you have a group coaching program coming out. Does that fall under the category of something you're aligned with?
Yes. And well, yes and no. That I tied it into, so it's incorporating like three things that I'm aligned with, right? Because I have like, again, what am I really good at? Okay, this is what I'm good at. This is something I wanted to do for a long time and I didn't allow myself. But it's one of those things like when I recognized a few years ago that this is something that I really wanted to do, that I'd be really good at, I didn't act on it. So now time has gone by and what was the not the what was the I'm trying to remember, it was a reference that you gave. It was a book that we read, and it was Elizabeth. I can't think of her name right now.
Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert.
Yeah, Big Magic, where she talks about the idea.
Yes.
If the idea comes in and you don't act on it, it goes to somebody else, and they act on it. It's like, oh, I just missed that idea. So 3 years ago, I should have acted on it, and I didn't. Anyway, I put it together. It feels good to put it together. And what it is, it's based in intuitive readings. I do an intuitive reading, intuitive counsel with each person. I'm only limiting it to, it's only 4 people in the program. Each person gets their own reading with me and, spirit counsel. And it's based on soul aligned business building. So, the people that so far, like a massage therapist who's also a nurse and a nurse who's also a yoga instructor, these people want to just define what it is they want to do. And I take them through the 16-week process that I just did with a one-on-one person. So I'm doing it as a group, and I had really great results with the one-on-one. So I thought, okay, well, let me do it with a group. And it feels really good because I'm good at all of this. I'm really good at all of this stuff, and I can help people with all of this stuff. And I know there's people out there that want my help with this. But as I'm going through the process of signing people up or, engaging people to sign up for it, I'm just getting like, I was hoping to have, yes, where do I sign on the line? I'm not receiving the enthusiasm I was hoping for. I'm just beating myself up a little bit about it. It starts in 15 days and, that's that. But,
how would you be showing up if you knew all 4 of those spots were going to be filled?
Grateful, and, excited to start. I'm really excited to see what they create, really. And, that's it. I'm just really excited to see what they create, because when you have somebody believing in you, then it's a lot easier to believe in yourself. Right. And not just your mom saying you're great, because your mom always says you're great, but she should.
So this is really important. You still have 2 weeks. And so until that's filled, and this goes to anything, really channel what you would look like, how you'd be showing up, what energy you'd be feeling, like the gratitude if this was already filled, if it was already a done deal.
Right.
And it is in alignment with the work that you desire to do. And so the reason why I wanted to get dialed in on your words and what you call yourself is because that's also a way to check in with whether the decisions you're making are in service of the bigger picture vision, right? Mm-hmm. So, for me personally, I'm transitioning our company. And so there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that people don't know that I've been wanting to do for 4 years. And I finally realized I have to give myself permission. And when I do, things are going to flow so much better. They're going to be so much clearer. And I have to check in, like, is this actually in service to the big picture vision? Is this what I want to do? And I'm not available to do things that I don't desire to do anymore. Mm. And yeah, what are you going to say?
Yeah, I'm just agreeing. Yeah. Yes, that's one of the reasons I think I was telling Evelyn this too. I stopped doing free coaching calls. I would do free clarity calls and things like that for people and say 15 minutes, and they'd always go 45 minutes or whatever, or 30 minutes sometimes. And they would be a no. Let's just say, for example, they weren't always a no. And then it got to a certain point where I said, you know what, I'm not even doing that for free anymore. So I just said, this is what, if you're interested in coaching with me, hire me for 1 hour. I do a reading with you and coaching and reading. And then if you like it, you can roll it into a program. And then I just deduct that from the program total. It's not a big deal. And that allowed me to at least line up a full hour for a person and really get into the zone and, prepare for a reading and do the reading instead of using my energy and pouring into somebody for I want to say no reward. There's always some kind of a reward. You either win or you learn, right? So, that's what you're saying about valuing your time. I made that choice, a couple of years ago, and I'm glad I did. It makes a big difference. It doesn't always work. People like free things, but it is.
Well, let's shift that. So you're training your students and your followers to know what is normal in your company. Right. And so if we're talking about going all in, I want you to really think about, like, if you went all in on these readings and you ramped up the marketing and you told them what's possible with a paid reading, if you told them what's possible with a paid package with you. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're already doing that, but I really want you to think about, how would you take the lid off? What would that look like? What would going all in look like compared to what you've been doing?
Well, it's interesting. I haven't been telling them what they can expect from the reading. I've been going off of leaning on the testimonials, which, aren't always, I'm not always supplied with great sound bites for those. I mean, sometimes I ask for video testimonials now, and I'll get a video testimonial back that's under 2 minutes. That's what I ask for. And I'll give them some questions to help prompt them so they can, answer what I'm looking for, to see where they've grown, how they've grown, and things like that. And it's not always something I can really powerfully use. So the written testimonials that are on my website are kind of what I'm using. And I'm not really, that's a great idea. I've never really thought about, again, I'm not promoting on my website right at the top, mediumship and psychic either. So it's just kind of, I call it an intuitive reading is what I'm calling them. So just ramping it up, period, and there's the allowing myself to offer this service and allow them to see and or hear, visualize what could be there for them on the other side, just by even regurgitating some of the testimonials that I've heard from people, the powerful points. People have repaired their relationships. People have, I've connected people with people that they haven't thought about in years and years and years. And I mean, all kinds of things. And honestly, by clearing that up, they are able to more powerfully go forward into their future, because they're not tied down by what, they weren't able to say goodbye to somebody before they died, or they weren't sure of where, I connect them with their ancestry in a way they didn't know before, all kinds of stuff. So, just putting together some kind of an expectation for them would be a great start. No,
right.
I mean, my website, if you excuse me.
Even hearing you describe it right now, it's so powerful. And so, until we have the testimonials, and even when we do, people want to hear confidence from you, and they want to know what they can expect. And it needs to be as specific as possible. Mm-hmm. So, this happens a lot of times with women, where we just tiptoe around our marketing and we don't actually speak our truth. Mm-hmm. And so I always like to think, like, who are the people who are the most in your face? Like, they are obvious about what it is that they do. And if I ever find myself not being specific or going into that place of tiptoeing, really channeling and asking myself, what would this person do? How would they talk about their product? How would they speak to the results if they're talking about their best case scenario?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So who is that person? There's a number of people that do that really well. I just keep seeing Gary Vee.
Yes, exactly. Most of the time they are men, if I'm being completely honest.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is what I want you to really think about, and ask yourself, if I was guaranteed to be successful, what would I be selling? What would I be promoting? Because there's been so much like tiptoeing and also hesitation. Mm-hmm. And people want like that confidence. They want to know that you are an expert. And so the more specific we can be, the better. And there are people who do your work that have I know somebody who has a 2-year waiting list to have a reading with her.
That would be great.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's what's available for you.
Right.
You own it.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's just one of those things. And, what was I going to say? Oh, the expert. You mentioned being an expert. So there's another thing that women do. Men do it too, but I notice women do it a lot. I'm in this spot, is we gather up all the certifications and that we can get to say, look, I'm certified. I did all this schooling and all this stuff. Look at all my credentials, right? And use that as a way to not take action sooner on things, because we don't trust ourselves. until we have a piece of paper or we can say we're credentialed and things like that. And, yeah, I've got some credentials. I've got life experience, which is a huge credential. And I've got raving fans, which is my number one credential, I think. So,
what would you do right now if you trusted yourself? What would you be doing differently?
I would be reaching out to people that are really connected and asking them if they want readings.
Great.
I'm just kind of like staying in my little zone. And every once in a while I'll reach out to, movers and shakers on LinkedIn or whoever, ask people if they know any famous people that I can do a reading for, stuff like that. Because I do, if it's been too long between readings, I start to doubt, am I going to lose my ability? So I start reaching out to people. Who can I do a reading for really quick and cheap, and just to make sure I'm still working. But that's silly because every time they're blown away, and I'm like, oh, I could have charged them 3 times as much. But
okay, so I don't want you operating out of desperation any longer.
No. Yeah.
Right. Well, okay. So number one, take the lid off. Yeah. Right now, you're such a best kept secret. That's what I'm hearing. And I want people to know you because you can support them. So it's your duty to reach out to as many people as possible and to be taking those action steps and to be building those connections.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I just heard, what do I ask them for? But I'm like, okay, and then here's a list of things to ask people. I've got lots. Okay. I can do that.
What's coming up for you?
Well, first thing is, who am I going to reach out to first? Where am I going to find them? My LinkedIn network is not anywhere large enough. I've been trying to build it some more, but there's a lot of connections on there that I've made, a lot of good connections on there. And in the past I used LinkedIn, honestly, as a tool to make a lot of business happen. So it is a good tool. Otherwise, networking, I just really want to get in front of people in person again. I miss it a lot. It was my favorite tool to build business before and was very successful at it.
Great.
But to get on stages, I have to talk to people. So I'm just going to start talking to people. Get out of my mommy gel for a minute.
Well, and I know that you've been a part of a lot of group programs. So there's different networks that you can plug into immediately. And just be clear, you are offering these readings, you have your group program and you have your speaking. Those are the main things. You could get in front of virtual groups and do, presentations. You could have somebody plug you into their group programs and pay you to work with their clients. There's a million and one ways we could do this. You just have to get really specific. And I feel that you need to get a bit grounded, for lack of a better word, in what it is that you're doing. So people feel a sense of stability and they feel that you are all in and you've got their back.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I hear you.
Mm-hmm. And what's coming up for you?
Well, grounded is a funny word because it's every single day for me that I try to get grounded. I'm very mobile. My family and I are we are constantly moving between one of 4 different houses, and with a toddler, and just a lot of stuff happening, construction in different houses, and mother-in-law passed away. So now we've got this other house that we have to deal with. So it's just all kinds of stuff. So grounding is something I have to focus on a lot, and I have to get it in the smallest amounts of, right now I'm getting it in the tiniest amounts as a mom, and little minutes every day, meditating, even taking a long shower, whatever I got to do. But grounding in my business is, I guess, while we're talking, really, the mastermind is hugely, it's like a big magnet for me. It keeps grabbing my attention because of the dialed in coaching, that all of us need, especially coaches, to, and people that are highly creative and like myself and have a lot of things that I'm really good at doing, keeping my focus on what's working. Because I like to get creative and I'll be like, oh, what if this works? Let me try this thing. And then I'm off topic for too long. So that all shakes up the grounded part of it. So yeah, I'll work on it. I think this has been a great talk because I can start to see that, and I've been having this conversation within myself for a while now, but I can just talking to you, I can really start to see that giving myself the allowance to speak my truth is one thing, but hearing it from someone else really it just unzips the heart a little bit more, because it's affirmation that, I'm on the right path and this is what I'm here to do. And honestly, every single client that like raves about me is affirmation too, but it's almost like, I need it from different avenues. It's not enough, but who I need it from is me. And just to put it on that first page of my website, I've been avoiding it. So I guess it's time. So thanks for that.
So when are you going to do that? When are you going to add it?
Well, as soon as I get off this call with you.
Great.
Take my kid to a doctor appointment in about an hour. So I've got time to do it.
Great. Okay. So there's a few pieces. So you're going to add that to the website. Yep. You're going to reach out to different connections and networks about your readings. My other recommendation is to remember that your inner world is reflecting your outer world. And so we want to focus on that confidence, filling yourself up, and also the stability within yourself and that focus. And that doesn't mean that you can't be creative. If you're focused, for 4 out of the 5 work days of the week, or, whatever your schedule looks like, then schedule time to be creative. Allow yourself to play or to do the artwork or whatever it is. You can put that in as well. But there's certain attention on your business. Like your business is craving focus. Your clients are craving focus. Mm-hmm. And that's how you're going to get the traction.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I'm just reminded again of how I've hired coaches in the past who I thought were going to help me with that. And it didn't work out really, but it worked out in some respects. Always a good experience. But I was talking to Evelyn on your team earlier, again, about the same thing, investing in a business coach who tried to help me focus. But by the end of it, it was like there was still a lot of indecision. And so I really appreciate pinpointed, direct, clear messages and focus, and you have, everyone that you work with, and from what I can tell, and I've had heard from your past clients directly, and it's like, you're no nonsense, and you put their highest possibility in front of them. they can't see. And you say it in a way, even with just a few words, or especially with just a few words, because you're very direct, to help them turn on that switch so their juices are flowing where they were just stopping themselves before. So I really want to thank you for that. Direct.
My pleasure. I believe in you. You've got this.
Thanks.
There are people and celebrities and, wait lists to be had. Like it's available to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I keep hearing celebrities. Like I feel like there's there's a line of celebrities looking for me somewhere. And I don't know why celebrities, I think it'd be cool to work with celebrities, but yeah. All right. So let me go find those celebrities then.
Awesome. Well, we have your back. You're in the program, so we're going to support you. Keep us posted. And thank you for being willing to have this vulnerable conversation, which I know is serving so many people.
Yes. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
This has been great.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the I Heart My Life show. Now do us a favor and tell people about this episode. It's truly our duty to make sure that the I Heart My Life movement is spread far and wide. The truth is, life can be challenging, but it is possible for all women to love themselves and their lives. And while you're at it, send a link to this episode to 3 of your friends today, or maybe even post it on social media. Use the hashtag #IHeartMyLifeShow. That's hashtag #IHeartMyLifeShow. And if you'd like to help me personally, then please rate and review this podcast on Apple Podcasts. Give us some stars, cheer us on, and leave a review, because believe it or not, that stuff actually really does help. And I read all of them. Please remember, everything you desire is meant for you and possible. Keep showing up, taking action, and believing in your dreams.